We saved our Blender file in our Blender folder, and we're ready to animate now. I've checked it over carefully, and I'm going to use this timeline down here. You can see I've got 90 frames on my timeline. That's 3 seconds worth of time. So I am going to set some keyframes at the beginning and at the end to make it spin around 360 degrees. I'm here in the orange box panel properties, object properties. I've got the model selected. You can see I have the location at 0, 0, 0, and we're going to be rotating on the Z axis. So I can set a keyframe by either clicking on this little button here, animate this property, or I can right click on it and insert a keyframe. If you want a single keyframe, it won't animate the other rotations. Down here, you'll be able to see that we have one diamond, and we're going to be going to the end. It's best if you don't drag this to the end, but use your jumpers here. This will jump to the end, and this one goes to the beginning. So I'm going to jump to the end. I'm going to change this number right here to 360. That'll take us all the way around. You'll see there is no diamond there yet. It hasn't been keyframed because Blender does not automatically add keyframes when you change a value like Premiere and After Effects do. So I need to go and actually insert that keyframe. So I have 2 of them now, and if I press play, you'll see that complete rotation. I've selected a default position for the camera that should handle everybody's house. If you have an extra tall chimney, it may get cut off. We can see the bounds of the camera frame right here. You want to be able to see the whole thing so you can tell if it's going to be cut off or not. Let's watch that again, all the way around. Let me jump back to the beginning because I don't consider this the very best angle to start with, because we can't really see that full view of the house. So let me just take this right here. I'm jumping to the keyframe with this jumper. Now you'll notice it's not jumping because I'm selecting the camera right now. Let's go to the model, which is what we're spinning, and you can see those 2. So I'm here at the beginning, and let me change this angle to one that's a little better. So right here, you can see 45 degrees. I need to change that value so that it can start right here. So 45 degrees, I'm going to replace that keyframe. Notice I didn't say replace a single keyframe. That's okay. If all of these are keyframed, there's nothing wrong with that. Let me jump to the end, because this is the stopping point, and we really want it to stop here again. So starting at 45 and going 360, well, let's find that out. Calculator, and I can say 45 degrees plus 360 equals 405. So that is our ending value, to be exact. 405, and then right click and replace those keyframes. So now it starts a little bit further rotated at 45 degrees and then ends in that same position 360 degrees later. So that is the keyframing of the first 3 seconds here, and now we can export it. So we're going to render the animation, but before we do that, we'll go to the printer icon and look at that output, because we want to name the file that's being output. We can click on that. It's already in the folder, but what's a good name for the video? 260210 would be today's date code, and then this is Blender 3-second spin and my name. And now I can render that animation. Render animation, Control F12, a little awkward, so I usually use the menu. And you can see it adding frame by frame to that MP4 video that's going to be in the output folder. So this can take a little while, so don't do this right at the end of the class period with any of the longer videos. So you can see up here that it took 46 seconds to render the 90 frames And we can go ahead and close this render screen and go and look. So I'm here in my output folder. You can see that we have one MP4 file that if I double click, it spins all the way around. It will repeat, of course, if I tell it to. And we have our first animation.